Who needs Wi-Fi? Wi-Fi's overrated. You don't need that stuff. Welcome to the first ever Tech Talk here on TechGooch. Essentially what I wanted to do is kind of boil down to and have almost a weekly program within the channel that I can go off on any topic that I so desire. The first topic is one that I get more questions on than any other topic, and I think it's mainly because I do a lot of the videos on my channel in this specific category, and I do a lot of the videos in this specific category over on GeekSmart as well. And that has to do with routers, and more specifically, the whole home wireless mesh network routers. There are a lot of systems on the market now. I'm only seeing the future growth, to be honest, in this market because it's a whole home single base SSID wireless network that your device automatically bounces around to the various connection points to give you the fastest connection to the internet no matter where you are in the home. And while there are, it's hard to say there's one specific system that's top shelf better than all the rest. They all have their little bit of niches. I would definitely say that there are some systems that are better than others. And that's kind of what we're going to get into. And I'm not going to hit the point. Now, I've done some reviews on some like gaming routers, not a whole lot, and other routers as well. But this specific video is kind of me talking off script, as always, on whole home systems. Now, whole home systems are not just a singular based router where you would go out, buy a router, put it next to your modem wherever the internet comes in, and it just creates a network from there. Problem with that is you'll have faster speeds the closer you are to that router. The further you are away, the slower the speeds you get, eventually to the point where you don't have connection or you have such limited connection that you really can't do anything with it. So, we're going to start with that. What is whole home routers? Whole home routers are multi-node systems, meaning that there's more than one connection device that you place throughout your home to get you better coverage. Because, let's just be honest, I mean, why are we looking at these systems? Well, I'm in my basement right now in my studio. I should have Wi-Fi coverage here. Now I do. I have quite actually awesome coverage right here. But we should also have it in other parts of the house. Which means I definitely want my internet working here, especially if I'm working on a recipe or something. And it has to work here too, for multiple reasons. Whether it's my smart TV or my phone. Hey Siri, what time is it?
At the tone, the time will be 10:12 a.m. Beep.
It's got to work here. All right, pants on, but let's be honest. We also want it working here too. Whether our wives or girlfriends or whoever likes us to, we definitely want it to work here. It better work even in my dog hair-filled haven. Everywhere. Even doing the dirty deeds. The boys. It better work. And at the end of your day, it really should also work in here. Alexa, turn off the bedroom.
Okay.
In all seriousness, is there a spot in or around your home where your Wi-Fi shouldn't work? That's the real question. And that question is pretty simple to answer. We want it everywhere. We want Wi-Fi, we want internet connection no matter where we are. We have devices with us, namely our smartphones or tablets or smartwatches, that almost require a Wi-Fi signal to really operate. Unless you want to use a cellular service, then you're actually limited on your data. You have smart devices like, well, you could say computers, but I was thinking more of your smart home devices like your Amazon Echoes, your Apple HomePods, your Google Homes, your smart switches, your smart lights. All these things that connect via Wi-Fi to the network, those things require a steady, steadfast, reliable connection for them to actually operate. Cameras, and I mean more like security cameras, things like that. You want to be able to access things from wherever you are. there's a lot of benefits to having a robust Wi-Fi network, and to be honest about it, we're past the days where you'd go out to the store, you'd buy a $100 router, and you were good to go for a while. Because back then, we were worried about our desktop, maybe a laptop, and maybe somebody around the family had a smartphone, but probably not. I mean, those days are gone because Wi-Fi connected devices are everywhere. Your thermostat's Wi-Fi connected. Everything is. And we're only getting more. There's more and more devices coming into play here. And you need a router that can handle it. Now, you'll run into people that don't care. Oh, you know what? That $80 router will get me by just fine. I only surf the web. I only check my email. Well, you're in the minority anymore. Most people aren't like that. So if you're looking for a router, you're not looking to spend $100. You're probably looking to spend a little bit more than that anymore to get something that's actually going to cover your home in a reliable signal. And it should cover it for at least a good amount of time before you actually have to go to the next one. So, of course, the real question is, there's a whole bunch of systems out there. What's the best one for me? Maybe you're on a budget. Maybe you don't have a budget. You're just looking for the best system possible. Maybe reliability is more important. Maybe coverage is more important. Maybe for you, the speed of the actual router is the most important part. I really don't care about the rest. I still want blanket coverage, but I really care about speed. There are a lot of categories in here that one necessarily isn't the one that fits all of them. And that's where I'm going to try to break down, at least in my opinion, this is my opinion, of which one I think actually fits the best of these categories. So here's what I'm going to come down to. I'm going to try to give you the best per category. I'm not going to go down every single one and rate every single one in terms of its capability. This is more of me really talking about these things and seeing where I actually come to. So where all these bases are coming from is the products that I've actually tested myself. There are other ones out there that I don't have familiarity with, that I haven't actually tested myself and tried in my home. And a lot of these are my capability or my actual hands-on use with them with my experiences is coming down to my house. My house was built in the 70s, early 1971. And the construction method of the walls down here is not the same as my upstairs. My upstairs is actually what's called a calicoat, an old lightweight concrete that actually is put on the walls. It is very hard and it does not like Wi-Fi signals. So like in my house, if I'm going to look at something that's going to have good range, it better have good range for it to actually fulfill or fill my entire upstairs with Wi-Fi. If I have two nodes from a station that have to connect to each other, they don't like going through my walls to connect to each other. So in some ways it's, you know what, this is not how it's probably going to operate in everybody's house, but at the same tone, if it floods my house with internet with Wi-Fi and you have a newer home than me, it will definitely flood your home with Wi-Fi. That's a really great way to actually put it, because my home is one of those ultimate tests. Same way as some of those old lath and plaster homes from before mine was built. Those don't like Wi-Fi signals like today's standard build drywall walls. So that's where I'm coming from, and that's how I operate. Now I have used, and these are ones I'm going to put down links below where you can actually check out the actual full review videos. And I might actually throw the setup videos next to them and each of them as well, because I've done setups and full reviews on all of these systems. I did the first gen eero, which you can't buy anymore anyway, but that I have had experience with that one. I had, well, the Apple airports and time capsules, both the mid-gen and last generation that they made. I do have experience with those. They're not going to make my list, to be honest, because they're aging. They're not going to be at the top of the game anymore, but they were fantastic. If Apple was to update them to the newer connection speeds, it may actually come back into my list, to be honest. I've had experience with the Velop system from Linksys. I've had the experience with the Orbi system, both the Orbi and the Orbi Pro from Netgear, both of which are very, very similar to each other, to be honest, so I'm just going to link them into the Orbi setup. I've had experiences with the new eero, both what I call the Home Wi-Fi, which is basically one large eero, as well as the two beacons that can go to the wall, and the Eero Pro, which is actually the latest one that I actually did a full testing on. I've had experience with the Ubiquiti AmpliFi system. which was the one before that I tested, with the Deco system out there as well. There are a lot of systems on the market. I have not done Samsung's and I have not done Google's at all. I've tried, but can't get them on here, and limited funds. So maybe they're fantastic, but from my experience, they're probably not going to beat some of the ones that I do like from other people that have tried them. So my experience with those is not direct, so I try not to put my opinion on them. They may be fantastic. But that said, my first is going to actually come out of the GeekSmart station, and that is ease of setup. And this is a real easy one because there is one that sits on top for ease of setup. And I don't think anybody that has ever set this the system up will not agree with me. And it's one that I have still. That's the Ubiquiti AmpliFi. By far, the easiest system to set up of any system on the market today is the Ubiquiti AmpliFi. So if you're not like me and you're not hands-on, you're not used to setting up router systems, but you want really good Wi-Fi coverage in your house, this is really easy setup. I would be stationed to say that anybody that has a smartphone and can download an app off of their app store, whether it's iPhone or Android, it doesn't matter. If you know how to do that, you know how to set this up. That's how easy it is. Not joking, it's that easy. So, and I have a setup video of this. I will put this at the top of in the description. So if you want to take a peek at both the review and the setup video, I do have those available. So, ease of setup, hands down, Ubiquiti AmpliFi is the top winner in that category. It's pretty simple. I'll put a runner-up. I would put, probably as the runner-up, to be honest, the eero systems, both the Home and the eero Pro. They are really easy to set up, but they do take a few more steps than the AmpliFi. Excuse me. So they don't win. Next is going to be Wi-Fi coverage. Because you're buying a Wi-Fi wireless whole home mesh system, this probably should be one of the ones on the top of your list. Yeah, this router might be faster, but maybe it doesn't give good coverage. Wi-Fi coverage. If I have a system, whether it's 2 or 3 nodes, which one gives me the absolute best coverage in my home to get me the best internet speed anywhere I go? Boom! The Ubiquiti AmpliFi. I think it's in the nature of Ubiquiti. If you actually look at videos where they do teardowns of this equipment, they use some top-notch stuff inside of here. There are some drawbacks to the AmpliFi system in terms of the nodes, similar to the eero's beacons nodes, where these little guys, they plug into a wall outlet and they give you better Wi-Fi signal, but there's no wired ports or any shared connection like that. And not that you need that, that's just something to at least know going in that this piece right here cannot do. However, you can actually buy more of these and actually do kind of like where I'll go back to the eero system, because eero makes their home system with the beacons, which is one big router and then 2 small beacons that plug into the wall outlet. You can also get the eero Pro, which is just 3 of the big routers. AmpliFi allows you to you can actually purchase equipment where you have multiples of these without the actual wall items. But the AmpliFi HD system, as it is here, for about $350, definitely best Wi-Fi coverage in my opinion. Again, runner-up, I would honestly give it over to the eero side again, and not the eero Home. This is going to be the eero Pro. So, eero Pro definitely has a higher price point. $499 versus $349 at their starting price point. Much better cost to Wi-Fi capability. We'll get into the other things later probably as well. But if you want to know more about each individual system, definitely go to their review video down below. Speed. This is going to be for Wi-Fi connection speed, throughput speed on the wired end, things like that. This is one I don't have a box for anymore because I no longer have it in my possession. But definitely would go to the Orbi and the Orbi Pro. I think those systems have fantastic speed. So long as you can have connection to the device, they are fast. They are peppy. They have a lot of throughput speed. They are a tri-band router for coverage capabilities and speed of internet through them. It's just that they don't have the same Wi-Fi strength as some of the other systems on the market. No doubt, better than most. If I was to give the second, I would probably give it to the Eero Pro again. Not the Eero Home, definitely the Eero Pro for speed capability. I think it's not quite as fast as the Orbi system out there, but it definitely fits the needs for most people. They do have shared Ethernet ports on them, and they are fast. They are a tri-band router as well, so that definitely helps out with its Wi-Fi capability, and definitely for its speed and traction on that end. So that's that one. Reliability. Reliability, I think, to be honest, is maybe what I should have done second or third. Definitely in my top two priorities myself. And I'm not trying to do these in any specific order, but reliability is one of those things that if I turn a router on and I let it sit there and connect to the internet and I just use it without me going back to it, without me having to restart frequently, without me having to deal with it at all, how well does the router actually do on its own? Does it give me constant internet all the time? Or is it something that every week or so, or maybe every few days, I have to go over, do a restart, or maybe go in the app and do a restart through the app, tell it to restart itself? Because it is a computer. Come on, that's what it is. I'm not discounting the fact that you should restart your router from time to time. It's definitely a good thing in my opinion. But do I have to do it regularly? That's a big thing. So reliability, and that's reliability of your network to actually maintain, is a big category for me. In that case, we're going to go to the Eero Pro. From my personal standpoint of how many times I've had to restart things, and it almost would be a tie between these two, to be honest. But I have to give it to Eero because it is very robust in its network capability. They're very stable. I haven't had to mess with them. Of course, like anything, as new firmware gets released for all these router systems, things will change. But at the juncture that I tested all of these, the Velop was probably the least reliable. The Orbi, probably second least reliable. Actually, those two systems were less reliable than the TP-Link Deco system that I did, which that's an inexpensive system, to be honest about it. Pretty nice, to be honest, for the money, but not those two big name systems just weren't as reliable for me. And it's not just me; it's actually a lot of people that I know that have them. So that's where I'll go with that one. But reliability, I definitely have to give it to the Eero. The next category I want to go to is connectability, or what I would say is your app capability. And that is if there's an app available or a web page available to access directly into the router, so you can not only control everything, but also feed all the information from your network. You can change your IP, like static routing for ports or anything like that. You can change for any of your parental controls for your kids. You can change anything. You can even test speed capability, things like that. And no doubt in my mind, that one definitely goes to the Eero. And this is going to be actually Eero Home or Eero Pro system. Both of them, the app that Eero has created is phenomenal. It has been ever since the first generation Eero came out. They've only made it better. And with the newer one, it's really easy for parental controls. You can actually take groups of items. You can actually create a profile for, say, your child, and then add any of their connected devices that they use into that, so you can actually have full control over what they use it for and things like that. It's fantastic. With their security backend as well, you can actually do a subscription-based security program with this guy as well, which is similar to like TP-Link's Deco, where you can just add more security to your system. So if you want to have a very robust and very secure system, there's some things you can do within the app that is awesome. But the real big thing, I mean, all those things set it one notch up, most of them, but also similar to several of these, you can access all those features from anywhere that you're connected to the internet. So as long as this is connected to the internet still in your home and you're connected to a cell tower, it doesn't matter with your smartphone, you'll have access to see what's going on with your router. Big thing there. It's a big lacking point, specifically with the Orbi system. It's terrible. The Linksys is pretty terrible. Their app is just glitchy as all get out. AmpliFi doesn't. Ubiquiti does a great job with their AmpliFi app. It's definitely my second choice, to be honest, between the whole sets of all of them. Those two systems definitely have the best app for controllability. And if you actually watch the review videos, you'll see why. So, app control, definitely the eero Pro. My last category, and this can almost be tied in, to be honest, with the very first one we went over, and that's setup. I'm not talking about the ease of setup with this, but placement, capability, and how you can actually have it set up in your home. And before I get started, the winner of this is, there's no doubt, it's going to be the AmpliFi HD. That is because they give you a plethora of choices. If you want to have one of these and two of these, they're connected wirelessly together. If you want to have two of these and two of these, you can. All connected wirelessly together, and that way you have a secondary one that would have some shared ports that you could wire to, say, your smart TV or your gaming system, but it doesn't have to go wireless to wireless to wireless. It can go wired to this and then wireless from this one to the main one. If you want to wire them together, you have two of these and you want to put them wired together, you can. The capability of this system is fantastic, and Ubiquiti is all open and all knowing about doing it. Now, there is one caveat to this. This is a system. And part of that reason why I got the first award for ease of setup is that these two pieces right here are already pre-linked to this main system. This is a starter pack. If you want to have, let's say you want to have a system with four of these and two of these, do not go out and buy two starter packs like this. Buy one starter pack and then buy additional items as you see fit. Because two of these starter packs will not connect with each other. These two are right here are pre-linked to this one, and the next one pre-linked to that one, and they don't talk to each other. It's one of those things that I wish that they would change in the firmware, but that is something that a friend of mine recently noticed. So, if you want to have more than just what comes in this box, buy add-on pieces from AmpliFi, or buy the starter kit that works best for you. If you definitely check out their website, you can actually see more than just this specific starter kit. I will put a link down below for that as well. So that's that. In the end, what's the best one for you? Look at the categories and you tell me, or you tell yourself more than anything else, what are you looking for? Are you looking for a very good, robust Wi-Fi system that is reliable, gives great coverage, and is fairly easy to set up so I don't have to dick around with it too much? Maybe you want one that has really good app control. To be honest about this, and this is it comes down to in the end, when I've been asked many, many, many times, which one should I do? Which one should I do? Well, it's hard for me to tell you, hey, this is one you should do. Because all these systems have great benefits. But if you actually look at all the winners around you, there's probably something that's sticking out real quick. These two systems, from all of my testing, are my favorite. They're very reliable, they have great Wi-Fi coverage, they're very secure, you can completely control them from their apps, they're fantastic. They may not be the fastest systems on the market, but reliability and capability, these two. Now if you go out and you own the network and you want to look at other large name networks reviews, those editor choices out there, I have to disagree with a lot of them, because a lot of those editors and their editor choices come down to the Velop and the Orbi system. And I want to say that either A, they got paid money to do that, or B, they didn't put much time and effort into actually seeing how reliable and they actually are and how well they actually do set up. Those two systems, Orbi specifically is a fast system. It really is. But there's some things that, and of course they continue to make it better with the newest firmware. But the Orbi and the Velop systems are not two systems that I can recommend with honesty anymore, because of the capability of systems like the AmpliFi HD and the eero Pro for this matter. Because these are a better system. They are more reliable. They will work better, and you'll have less issues with them in the end, to be honest about it. So, in conclusion, on my first Tech Talk over routers, these are my top two choices. And I'm not saying that you shouldn't look at the other ones. It's just that don't pay attention to everybody's review as the word of God. Everybody has a different opinion. Everybody's using their system differently. Even my case, maybe these two aren't the best fit for you specifically. Maybe you're a big gamer and latency and capability and how fast you have connection to the internet is the absolute top priority. It is not to me. I do game, but I don't game competitively or anything like that. So these are more for people that have a lot of devices and need fast internet connection throughout the entire house with reliable connection. So that's my sense on it. That's where I'm coming from. These two are definitely my favorite of all the systems that I've tested. I'm always hopeful that the next big item is right around the corner that makes these look like cheap pieces of plastic. But as it sits right now, that's not the case. So, thanks for watching my first Tech Talk here. Hopefully I made some sense, and hopefully I understood me. I tend to talk fast. It's in my nature. I've always tried to slow down, but that's just who I am. So, thanks for watching, guys. If you have any questions or comments, post those below. Subscribe to the channel, share the video, check us out over at thetechgooch.com where you can actually contact me directly, and if you have something specifically you want to tell me, great. Right through there is how you actually contact me. If you have a product that you want to actually see on here, or if you actually are with a company that you want your product on here, let me know. I'll definitely do my best. No matter what I'll do, it's going to be my honest opinion. Doesn't matter. I don't get paid for these reviews. I only get sent products to review. But you sending me a product is not guaranteeing that you're going to like what I have to say about it. It's just how it is. So, thanks for watching, guys. We'll catch ya on a future video. We'll see you soon.